Welcome to another week of CAMC Sizzling Summer Online. Today's lesson is how to tell time with the sky. A long time ago, before we had clocks around, people used the sun to mark time. No 6 a.m. or p.m. or any of that kind of stuff. There was just sunrise, sunset, noon, and estimations between that. But that wasn't specific enough for a lot of people. They needed more degrees in between. They needed hours. If you were going to the market and needed to meet someone, you couldn't just say, meet me sometime between sunrise and noon. People got more busy as society advanced, and with that busyness, created a need for more specific ways of telling time. So people started looking for more specific ways to talk about time. And in that search, they were looking for things that are constant. That's how we get things like hourglasses, where you can fill the same amount of sand in a bottle and it'll stay the same. But one of the things that was constant for everyone, everywhere, was the sun. It traveled the same path every day at the same times every day, which means if you could find a way to read the sun's position in a specific manner, you could tell time very specifically. If you could find a way to turn the different angles of the sun in the sky into a different way of reading time, you could be as specific as you needed. Which is why today's project, we're going to be teaching you how to make a sundial. For this particular project, all you're going to need is a paper plate, a straw, a ruler, something to write with, and some Play-Doh or clay. For the first step, find the center of the plate. You can do this pretty easily by finding about where you think it is and then using your ruler to draw a small cross based on the longer points of the plate. So find where the plate is its widest using the ruler, and then in the middle of the plate, you found about your center. Once you've found that center, you put a small piece of Play-Doh there and a 12 somewhere at the top of the plate. Make sure that when you put the straw in the Play-Doh, it's angled just a little bit so that looking straight down, it covers the 12. This way, when the shadows go on the sundial, you'll know where noon is. The next step is to draw a line across the plate, like in this picture here. This will essentially show you where the shadows shouldn't be going. The sundial will only be using about half of the paper plate. This way, you can fit the entire day on the sundial. The next step is to take your sundial outside and start marking hours. Point the 12 in the northward direction. This means on a compass, 12 should be pointing in the same direction as the compass. Once it started pointing there, use a watch or anything that can tell time and start marking out where the hours are. Make sure you find a nice sunny spot with no trees in the way so that you can get a clear, stable picture of what hour is where. Using this and marking every other hour or so, you should be able to assemble a full and totally complete sundial. You may be asking, why does this work? Well, when the Earth rotates on its axis, the sun appears to move across the sky, when really, it's us moving. And the shadows casted by the sun on the sky are essentially the same angles as the sun's movement across the sky, just in a much smaller area. Since these changes in the shadows make only tiny variations throughout the year, they can be used to regularly and with a good degree of accuracy tell the time using only the shadows from the sun. Well, this experiment doesn't really require much outside of some Play-Doh and a paper plate. Some of the other experiments CAMC will be posting about may require materials that you don't actually have readily available. If for whatever reason you need financial assistance, don't hesitate to contact Dr. Michael Tanoff or any of the other CAMC staff.